Yo, what is up guys? It's Pedro here, and in today's video I'll be talking about why I think the Washington Commanders will be drafting a quarterback in the 2024 NFL Draft. Not saying that's what I want, but what I think. If you guys are new, please subscribe. We're very close to 12,000 subscribers, so please make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. Also, turn on that notification bell as well. And before you guys attack me saying I'm a Sam Howell hater, no, that is not the case at all. And I'm not even saying that this is what I want. I'll talk about that probably in a future video. But this is me kind of saying what I think will happen with a new regime. A lot of times when a new regime comes in, they want to put their stamp on the team. And if they come in with a stud franchise quarterback, then okay, maybe they'll keep him. But that rarely happens, because if you have a stud franchise quarterback, you're usually not bringing in a totally new front office and coaching staff, but that is happening with the Los Angeles Chargers this year. But Sam Howell, let's go over kind of his stats and stuff. First half of the season was pretty good. Had a pass rating of 90, completion percentage of 67, average around 270 passing yards a game, 16 rushing yards. You guys can see the stats. The last few weeks, it's been a little bit rough, and not all that's on him. Offensive line's not great. Some of the play calling isn't great. Some of the receivers aren't making plays at times. Terry's had a few drops. Terry's also had some really good plays as well. He's averaging 237 the last, 6-7 weeks. He's at, I guess 6 games they've played. And, a completion percentage of 61.7. So that's went down by over 5%. The pass rating has been down by 15. Rushing yards is up. Rushing touchdowns is way up. Yards per attempt is down. Touchdown, percentage is down. Sack percentage is down, which is good. Touchdown to interception ratio is a 1.6. It's a 0.9 right now. So, and again, this is kind of to be expected with basically a rookie. Yeah, he played last year, but he played 1 game. This is really his first season, so you're going to expect the, ups and downs, but you would like the ups to be more at the end of the season versus in the beginning of the season. And again, I really just believe that a new front office coming in is going to want to put their stamp on things, and they're going to have a top 5 pick more likely than not. So they'll be able to take a quarterback, maybe even trade up if they're not at 2 or 3. Maybe they want to trade up to get in that position to draft their guy. You look at Howell's ranks in the season, QBR 22nd. I'm not a huge QBR guy, but just giving you guys some more stats. 29th in PFF passing grade, leads the NFL in interceptions and sacks. And there's guys that are up there with the interceptions, but the numbers haven't been great recently for Sam Howell. Does that mean I think he can't be a good starter in this league? No. I still think he can be a good starter in this league, and he's had some really good ups, but he's had some big downs, and he has a lot of really good high-level throws, but he also has a lot of turnover-worthy plays that PFF likes to call, and we've seen a lot of those recently. And honestly, one of the big things that was a pro of Sam Howell going into the draft and this season was that he was going to have a good deep ball. And I've seen, honestly, it's a bad deep ball. Heineke did not have a good deep ball, and I think Howell has a better arm than him. But in terms of who's throwing the better deep ball, and Heineke's was terrible. He at least gave Terry the opportunity to catch the ball. Terry has not had many opportunities to catch deep balls. He actually, there have been a couple there where he probably should have come down with it. But you saw what Brissett did right away. He just went deep to Terry and gave him the ball, and Terry was able to catch those two. So I would really like to see that happen a little bit more with Howell and Terry down the stretch, and Terry still has time. Howell still has time. I don't think the rest of the way will really help him or hurt him too much. I think what we're probably going to get is pretty average play, next few weeks. But if we get really good play, then I guess it'll make it a little bit, look a little bit better for him for a new GM. And if he looks really bad, then I think it's going to be really tough for a new GM to pass up on a quarterback. Currently, if you look at the draft order, we're at number 4, but if the Cardinals beat the Bears, we will go ahead of them, and we will go up to number 3, and we would have the chance to take a quarterback very, very early. And then if the Patriots beat the Jets sometime this year, we can also go ahead of them. So I don't know. The Commanders have a shot to go to the number 2 overall pick. If they get the number 2 overall pick, I feel like it's almost a lock. Almost a lock that they will take a quarterback. Real quick, though, a word from today's sponsor.
BetUS, America's favorite sports book, where you can bet on everything anytime. Sportsbook, casino, horse racing, live betting, and more. We have the best bonuses in the industry. That's right, get a 125% sign-up bonus. And to celebrate our 30-year anniversary, we are giving up to 30 risk-free bets, a truck, Super Bowl tickets, and more. Don't miss out. Play smart. Join now. BetUS, where the game begins.
And make sure you guys check out BetUS, link in the description to get a 125% first time deposit match if you use that link. So a really good deal. You can bet on a ton of different sports tonight. You got college basketball, a bunch of different games. You got NBA, a big NBA slate tonight. And then Thursday night, you got the Los Angeles Rams versus the New Orleans Saints, a solid matchup as well. And as usual, make sure to bet responsibly. Alrighty, and here are some stats on where the Commanders kind of line up for the draft pick. So they have an 81% chance at a top 3 pick if they lose out. That's a big if, because this Jets game is going to be tough for them to, not necessarily tough for them to lose, but I definitely could see them, winning this game. I definitely could see them winning this game because Trevor Siemian is going to be playing for the New York Jets unless Zach Wilson clears concussion protocol. Aaron Rodgers isn't coming back. So it's going to be, a game that they could possibly win. I'm not saying they will, but I could see it. I could see it. The Jets still have a really good defense. We don't have a good defense or a good offense at this point. It just, both units have been struggling. The Jets offense has been absolutely horrific, but their defense has been good, and they still got some playmakers in Breece Hall. Wasn't been very good, efficiency-wise, but he's still good receiving back. And then you have Garrett Wilson as well. So they still have got some studs, but if they lose out, if the Commanders lose this game, they're going to have an 81% chance, and the rest of the games, but that's going to be against the 49ers and against the Dallas Cowboys. So I just really think there's not much of a chance they lose those games. 81% chance at a top 3 pick, 33% chance at a top pick, or a top 2 pick, and then 3% at number 1. It's not going to happen. Even number 2 would be tough. If we're at number 3, though, we're in a very good position because we either get one of the top 2 quarterbacks, or we get Marvin Harrison or Olu Fashanu, or we are very close to number 2 where we can trade up if we really want to. Maybe the Bears don't want to take Caleb Williams at 1. Maybe they want to stick with Justin Fields, and we can trade up and get that quarterback. So what I'll say is if we're at number 2, I think it's an absolute lock we take a quarterback. We take Drake May or Jaden Daniels. I don't know where. I think most people have Caleb Williams as number 1, then Drake May, then Jaden Daniels. But hey, maybe come draft time, Jaden Daniels will be number 2, and a lot of people will be wanting him. And if that's the case, the Commanders will have their pick between those 3. So I think the Commanders will take a quarterback because the new GM's going to want his guy. I could also see them waiting another year, getting another top pick, kind of like what the Bears did, and then taking a quarterback the next year. So that's still a possibility for the Commanders for sure. And again, just look at the draft order right here for you guys. So currently we're at 4th. But if the Cardinals win this week against the Bears, that's huge for us. And we'll move up ahead of them at number 3. And if the Patriots win against the Jets and some other things go our way, then we'll be ahead of the Patriots because our strength of schedule is a little bit lower. And if we're at the number 2 overall pick, man, we're in a really good spot for this rebuild. And that means all of our other picks are number 2 as well. So our draft capital is going to be a lot. And that's also going to be more intriguing to a GM to really make his mark. And I know a lot of people like Sam Howell, and I'm not going against him. I still like him. He's a really good guy, really good leader, and he's got a lot of talent. I just think a new GM is going to want to bring in his own guy. I said that like 20 times in this video, but I really feel confident about that. Unless it's one of those situations where the GM only likes, let's say, Drake May and Caleb Williams, and we're at number 3 and we can't get any of them, then maybe we just stick with Hal and pick a quarterback the next year if Hal doesn't look good in 2024. So that's it for today's video. Hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, hit that like button, subscribe if you guys are new, and peace.